I first met Lee in the early 50s when we both worked in CJBQ at 11 Victoria Avenue. Lee was on full-time staff while I worked summers in various capacities while holidaying from university. I also did research at the Corby Library, and with Lee's help, came up with the idea of quintisms. Quintisms were brief, exciting facts about the area. Lee would ring a bell. It used to work better on radio. Pretend you hear a bell sound. Quintisms were brief, exciting facts about the area. The bell would ring, and then Lee would say something like, "Quintism, did you know that according to the 1951 census, there were 2,603 sheep in Prince Edward County?" Or, pretend a bell, "Did you know that Captain John Myers opened Belleville's first mills in 1790? Well, Lee and I had fun with these quintisms, and I'm sure the audience enjoyed them immensely. Ha ha. Lee was always interested in history and the people of our area. One summer, he and I took a motorboat to Grape Island just off Massasauga Point to see if anything remained on the island where a Methodist Indian mission school operated for some years until 1837. We actually uncovered what an archaeologist would call a bone scraper. Looking for information on this find, Lee and I made 2 trips to visit the Reverend Bowen P. Squire, always described as a semi-retired Baptist minister and part-time archaeologist resident on the north shore of Lake Consicon. His property was rich with historical finds. Shortly after, Lee became involved with the Infant Historical Society of Hastings County, which began on October the 1st, 1957. Before Christmas that year, he became one of the Society's first members. By the end of that year, he persuaded his wife, Eleanor, to become a member, and Lee entered their mailing address as CJBQ. I didn't know they lived at that address. Today, there are only 2 people who have been members for more years than Eleanor. Lee and Eleanor soon became members of the Society's executive. They made up our Public Relations Committee. Lee worked on many tasks for the Society. One of the most important came in 1961 as we prepared to open our first museum, the former County Registry Office on Church Street. 2 county judges informed us that material in the vault of the 1839 courthouse's basement was to be sent to the city's dump on West Wicks Island. We were allowed 2 evenings to save what we thought was historically important. Lee was one of a small group of volunteers, I think we probably had 5 in total, who selected materials to save. This was an important event. There were papers listing all the possessions of several bankruptcies, and even papers signed by John A. MacDonald, who represented a Kingston bank when he came to Belleville. Lee's contributions to the Society have continued beyond those early days, as will be explained by Orland French, president of the Society for more than a decade.